Hi everyone. So by now you may have heard the news about COVID-19. This is 4 days ago. It is currently March 5th, and the head of the FBI has said that he believes COVID-19 is likely to have originated from the Wuhan lab in China. It is now safe to talk about this information. I have talked about this in the past, a long time ago, before it was actually a politicized issue. Way back. I made this video. I'll go ahead and play it actually. This is very old. It's from 2022, April 30th. So this was like before it was really considered that bad of a thing to talk about on YouTube. And so I got away with posting this video way back then. Although if I was to post it since then, I'm sure it would be taken down. I've had other multiple videos taken down just for mentioning certain keywords. But somehow this managed to stay up. So I'm going to go ahead and play a little clip of it for you really quick. So this is what I was saying way back then. Of course, I do have some more additional information that I have not shared with the general public about this that I have just recently found in my readings. But first, let's play this.
How the coronavirus came into being, and I was seeing it as a scientist, a guy who was playing with it and creating it somewhat in a lab. I wasn't specifically seeing a lab, but I was saying that it was man-made on some level. However, that can be contradictory because I also saw a picture of a frog and a chimpanzee or some type of gorilla, and it bouncing back and forth between them. I would interpret that to mean mutating, but again, I don't know exactly how to interpret this. Like a frog and a chimpanzee, I don't know if that's literal or I don't really know exactly what that means. So I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. And so it's does it come from a lab or does it come from nature? Well, the way I'm seeing it is potentially kind of both, at the same time, you can have that can happen. I'm saying that he got infected with this virus unknowing, didn't know it at all whatsoever, and then it just kind of spread to other people who didn't even know that he did it, and then all of a sudden I saw it as a earthquake. Everything was and it was everybody all of a sudden has it, and this guy's oh crap, did I do that? Is that for me? He doesn't even know. Right?
Okay, so that's a very old video. I feel like I do better readings and do better video presentations nowadays, so I kind of don't like watching this, but I like to share that with you because it's from the past. And so just in case you haven't seen the news, I'll just play a quick news clip before I get to the rest of my reading into this that I've recently done.
The FBI in the United States has said the coronavirus pandemic is most likely to have emerged from a Chinese laboratory. In an interview with Fox News, the FBI director, Christopher Wray, said his agency had held that assessment for some time. It's the first public confirmation of the FBI's judgment on the issue. Mr. Wray added that China seemed to be doing its best to thwart investigations into the origin of the pandemic. Beijing has denied a lab leak in Wuhan, calling the allegation defamatory.
So just in case you missed it, the head of the FBI said that they've known this for a while, but have just recently decided to say it to the public, I suppose. And I find that interesting. Anyways, moving on to this. This is just some of what I copy and pasted from my Patreon page. Of course, I had to leave most of it out because of censorship, as you may understand. But I'll just go ahead and read it. You can read it too, but I'll read it out loud to make it easier. This is the truth coming out as I predicted in my March 2023 psychic prediction video, which I recently uploaded before this month started. You can check that out. I will leave a link to that below, actually, in the description of this video, as well as a link to my Patreon page if you want to see the whole thing. There is more pressure to come for Joe Biden. In addition to this, however, this is only the tip of the iceberg, and the government will be feeling it by the end of the month. And if you watch my March 2023 psychic prediction video, you'll know that I was talking about there being somewhat of a public eye on the government, kind of revolting against the government, and there not being the greatest situation for Joe Biden. So anyways, what I saw, or what I wrote on my Patreon page, it seems the Wuhan lab was trying to figure out something related to DNA with the study of different strains of virus. This seems to have been an accidental leak, but it doesn't mean that the future strain wouldn't have been leaked on purpose in the future for military purposes. It seems there may have been international scientists working on this that goes beyond just China. I get that it was done for the advancement of science, but also to weaponize it as well. This would give the parties involved a leverage above others. I get that the CIA is trying to hide something about this, or at least some members of the CIA are. It seems more like a research lab for science and the potential to use this for military purposes in the future in the name of science. I get that they may have been testing this virus on many different animals to tweak it to be able to target specific genes of different choices of humans to promote the understanding of this science. This wasn't necessarily intended only to be a weapon, but also to further the understanding of genes and science as well. So if you like this video, give this video a thumbs up. I will leave the link to my March 2023 psychic prediction video, because this is going to be quite the month. So if you haven't seen that, I would recommend watching that. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.